special statement to make. Tonight, we're gonna discuss a very, very controversial question. The image of Ukrainian women. Why do I raise this question? Because recently, after giving a speech at Ukrainian speech contest, humorous speech contest, one guy, he is a foreigner, he came to me after this contest and said, "Can I ask you a private question?" I looked at him, "Oh, you're welcome." He said, "I really loved your speech. And this question is not about your speech. This question is following. Are you emotionally lonely?" I looked at him and I couldn't realize why did he ask me this question. So I said, "Can you repeat, please? Maybe I didn't get the question." He told me, "Are you emotionally lonely?" It made me to think about it. I looked at him, he was like 62 years old. I thought, oh my God, this is a man who will give me his life experience advice. You know, he wants to share this something that he knows about life. So I thought, like a very naive girl, yeah? I thought he would give me an advice like my father. And I told him that, in fact, I was single, I wasn't emotionally lonely. Then I asked, "Why do you ask me this question?" So he told me, "I'm looking for a wife here." I have only 4 days. I am from Los Angeles. I have much money. I have a good job. And in fact, I want to have kids. Would you like to go to the restaurant with me tonight? That time, I realized that I want to give a lesson to this person. So I told him, in respect to your beard, and due to politeness of Toastmasters community, I'll share a secret with you. I had some jewelry, so I told him, "Look, this ring, this is a diamond ring, and this is a gift from a Texas guy." Actually, you know what is the story with that guy? Well, he gave me this ring, and after that I told him goodbye. So he was extorted for thousands of dollars. This is very beautiful lace. Is a gift from a California guy. And you know what? When he had some suspicions, my guard friends supported me, and after that he was actually insulted, and I never heard about him since that time. I'm still lacking of diamond earrings. Would you like to be the next one? And then I told him, you know what, I don't want to make you suffering emotionally or financially, so I prefer to you just to go to the restaurant by yourself and to think, what is this to be emotionally lonely tonight? After that time, I thought, okay, I understand people who say that you as citizens are pretty silly, let's say. But in fact, I work with Americans, and I found that I like them. So I talked to my US friends and I asked the same question. What is the image of Ukrainian women? What is the image of Ukraine? So I just asked them very, very simple question when we had lunch. Yeah? What are 3 associations that you have about Ukraine? They mentioned churches. They mentioned beautiful nature, nice people in general. They talked about Chernobyl, of course, but also about beauty of Crimea and Carpathian. Nobody mentioned Ukrainian women. Nobody. One guy even mentioned Sikorsky. Can you imagine this? And this was his job first. Yes, a guy from Texas, actually. It's amazing. So I started to ask myself, why do people have this associations with Ukraine. Other people, just like different people. I have many Spanish friends, and they told me that this is the same as the thing with corrida in Spanish. To change country's image is a very hard thing. For example, everybody thinks that all Spanish guys, they are playing the guitar, they are dancing this flamenco, they're just crazy about this corrida. But nobody likes corrida. Nobody respects it. No, they said that this is just tourist thing, and they have this attitude like a tourist thing. And they told me that just search in internet, and you'll see why do you have this image. I went to US Google, not Ukrainian, and I typed there Ukraine, only one word, Ukraine. Then I saw a list of websites, and one of the top sites, they told about tips. When you go to Ukraine, be aware of, like, to be safety, you need to care about yourself. So one of the top things is be aware of marriage or dating agencies. This is true. But when you add to this word Ukraine a single word, women, you find even more information and pictures. So just Google it and you'll find the answer. And this is very hard to change. But people who live here, who are foreigners, they know for sure that Ukrainian women are very family-oriented. So this is just an image that internet creates. And now I would like you to ask me some questions if you have. Yes.
Did you ask this guy what he meant by emotionally lonely?
I didn't have any desire to talk about his understanding of that since I got what he meant.
What is the difference between emotionally lonely and just lonely?
I asked the same question after that conversation to my Aussie friend, and he told me that that guy was silly, didn't even bother about that question.
Did you try to Google Ukrainian men?
No, but I like your idea. I certainly will do.
Ask me questions. It's press conference.
Yes.
You mentioned that internet creates this image. Do you really think that internet creates this, not the people?
I think that everything that was created either by God or nature or just human beings. So I think that internet was created by human beings. So of course, behind all these websites stands something more than just maybe advertisement of some agencies, but it influenced all of us. Okay, yes?
Well, the question is more like a thought. Maybe we can try to Google US Google.
Yeah, we can.
The pictures will be the same.
Yes, but you know, when I heard a statement, how can we promote Ukraine 2012 football championship? And one of the suggestions was just, let's say that we have these beautiful Ukrainian women. What bizarre they're talking about, right? So this is just a strong image that Ukraine has among foreigners.
Do you have any tips for a woman who had been asked, like, are you emotionally lonely, or something like that, who got in this situation?
Yes, now I know, and I feel free to create even some imaginary stories, as I did for that guy. For example, if he asks you, would you like to marry me? You just say, okay, I want to know you better. What do you want in your life? And he says, I want to have many kids. You say, you know what? I have a perfect body. And due to have kids, just because of the desire of a husband, I don't want to lose this perfect body. So I don't want to have kids in my life. And vice versa, he says, well, you know, maybe in 10 years I would like to have kids, but now I just want to have some kind of not very serious relationship. So you can say that, you know what, I want to have at least 5 kids during these like 3 or 5 years, because I'm young and I want to have many kids. So, you know what, we have just very, very different goals in our life. So just find some ways how to get rid of this silly person. Okay, thank you. Okay.
It's press conference.
Yes.
We ask you, could you describe the image of Ukrainian woman 2011?
2011. They are beautiful, intelligent, and family-oriented.
Great.